Hello again. I always gain great enjoyment from watching people trying to get hold of my money or possessions. Whether it's the man who knocks on my door and offers to tarmac my driveway, to the cold caller on the telephone who offers me the chance of a lifetime to invest in a fantastically profitable business. I always listen patiently to see if any of these people will come up with a new way of trying to get my money. They never seem to have anything novel though. Imagine then my pleasure this morning when somebody came up with what they apparently believed to be a surefire way of getting me to part with my money. It was highly diverted because this was the culmination of a little comedy which has been played out in the comments here over the last few days. To be fair to the person trying it on, I honestly did not realise that this was an attempt at blackmail until today, and so they deserve some credit for that. Imagine, I didn't even notice that somebody was putting the bite on me. I think I must be getting old. The groundwork for this ingenious little scam was laid when I suggested to somebody who comments here regularly that I had seen them commenting before under a different pseudonym. It doesn't really matter if I was right or not about this. If somebody says that they think they've seen me commenting in a name other than Simon Webb, I might tell them that they must be mistaken, but it's hardly important. Even if I were doing so, and if I did comment under a different name to my own, this is not illegal or immoral. The person to whom I made this suggestion appeared to take it very ill and started muttering vaguely about what terrible trouble I was in and what the powers that be, as he put it, would do to me. I was told to expect a knock on the door and that there could be no escaping the consequences of my actions. The hint was that it was actionable at law, defamation in fact, to say that somebody uses more than one pseudonym on the internet. Then the comments in which this was said vanished, which I thought a little odd, and I rather assumed that the person saying all this must have removed them. I certainly didn't. This went on for a while increasingly dark hints were made that I was likely to find myself in hot water. I will mention now, so this is an historical matter which I'll explain shortly how this ties in with what I'm saying. In the late Victorian period, one popular blackmail scam would be sometimes launched whereby a woman working in league with a man would make friends with a very respectable man, say an MP or a lawyer, someone who had a lot to lose if they lost their reputation. She'd make friends with him and conduct a love affair and ensure that she got some incriminating letters, compromising letters saying that he loved her and all sorts of things of that nature. Then, after a while, this poor victim would receive a formal letter from somebody claiming to be the woman's husband. He would talk about lawyers and divorce proceedings, and it would look as though social ruin threatened. To be cited in a divorce court at one time could destroy a man socially. Then, when the victim was terrified out of his wits, the blackmailer would end the letter with a postscript saying something along the lines of, and this is a real example from the early 20th century, P.S. Already the watching of my wife, interception of letters, etc. by first-class detectives has cost me £500. Am I to let this matter slide and sacrifice expense I have been put to? Often the victim of such blackmail would pay up to avoid a scandal. Only imagine my pleasure when I read this morning in a comment by the person who had been telling me that I was in serious trouble, P.S. I have been incurring expenses regarding this, including my time spent trying to clear my name and what will no doubt be expensive phone calls abroad. You really have put yourself in a bad place. You have only yourself to blame. How cool is that? This is an identical approach to those blackmailers of 150 years ago. Here is somebody who honestly believes that he has hit upon a new money-making dodge, and is unwittingly following a script dating back to the reign of Queen Victoria. I cannot remember when I was last more enchanted by somebody attempting to blackmail me. I shall not mention this individual's name, but the guilty party may look into his own heart.